What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of English Turks, where I review your favorite Turkish series with and without English subtitles. And today I'm talking about Sen Çal Kapimi, episode 19. Here we go again, guys, with the whole back and forth between Ada and Serkan. It is getting a little old because honestly, like, how many times have they done this? Ada is like begging and begging and begging Serkan to tell her what is the issue, and then when he finally decides he wants to tell her, Ada wastes all her energy to get away from him, so he can't do that, which is so annoying. Like, come on. The writers need to find a better way to prevent him from telling her information, because this is the same thing she did the last time. She just keeps going after him like, "You tell me what happened, why?" And then he finally like, "I have something important to tell you. I have something important to tell you. I have something important to tell you." And she keeps avoiding it, which is so annoying. That's literally what this whole entire episode was about. Okay, so they had to deal with all of the stuff happening around Serkan with the fallen roof, and then all of a sudden, you know, what's his name had said that he did it, and so Serkan comes up with this plan to make him confess that he did it, Efe, and he ends up doing it. And I guess they figured that it wasn't going to be a big deal for him because he's not very well known in Turkey. He's very well known in Italy. But then push comes to shove, jokes was on him because Serkan had them distribute that video in Italy. And the sad thing is, I think was really doing this as a favor to Ada's grandmother, because Ada's grandmother was trying to figure out if Serkan's family was the fault of her son's death, which is Ada's father. And so she uses, I think she called in a favor from a famous landscaper who could infiltrate into the company of an architect to figure out the truth. And so now Efe's career is probably gonna take a really big hit, but so did Serkan's in Turkey. It took a big hit. And so I think that's going to be his pathway to leaving the show, because they did say that he is going to leave the show. So maybe he's going to end up going to Italy just to, fix his career, fix everything with, that tarnished his name, I don't know. But it was said that the actor that plays Fa is planning on leaving the show. So we'll see how that takes place. But then that would mean that the grandmother will have to come to Turkey to finish off whatever she's trying to do to gain revenge for the death of her son. And then also, I'm not really happy about how they're dealing with this whole thing about the parents dying and it being because of Opticon, because they made it such a huge deal, which they do that every time in this specific series. They make it such a huge deal, one little situation, and then it's solved in like a snap of a finger. Like, they made such a huge deal about the roof falling, and within a day it is completely resolved. They're making a huge deal about Ada finding out that it was Serkan's father that was part of this whole reason why the roof fell in, even though he wasn't directly responsible, he was indirectly responsible. And so they made it such a huge deal. But I just watched the fragment and it looks like she could really care less. Like, she got over it really fast. She's like, "Well, if you had told me, then we've been able to work through it." And I can understand her being mad at him for not just telling her right away, but he did eventually come to his senses and try to tell her so many times. And it just looks like in the fragment that they're going to be doing this thing with raising money for the education thing and using the men from Art Life to be auctioned off and all this stuff. So it just seems like it was, and Ida's taking part in it, and she's still being the same Ida she was before. I don't see her really, changing her attitude towards Serkan at all. And with that being in the open, then there is no block for them anymore. The only block for them really would be Celine, but she's not really one because Serkan doesn't like her that way and he's never liked her that way. So it just doesn't make sense that that would be an issue for them to being together. I think Ada's just going to be stubborn like she always is, and she's going to play games like she always does. And Serkan's going to want, things to just want her to forgive him and let's just get back to being together because they really want to be together. But Ada's not gonna let him have it that easy, and she'll play her games even though we know she's gonna still go back to him anyway. She'll still be jealous of Celine even though she's playing her own games. We already know that that's gonna end up being what happens. Now I did feel bad for Jeden because she went after Fedit after everyone told her not to. Even the aunt told her that he's not over his first love, and she went for it anyway. And I love Fedit because he always confesses. Like he has such a heart of truth. Even Serkan said it. Like it can't be Fedit because he just won't lie. He just tells the truth no matter if you like it or you don't like it. As long as he could relieve himself of the pressure of keeping that in, he's gonna tell it. And so he ends up telling Jeden that he was just, pursuing her that much and that fast and everything because he was trying to make Celine jealous, but he felt really bad about doing it. And then Jeden, of course, is upset, but it's going to be obvious that if he does reopen that door, Jeden's going to go right in because she really does like him and want to be with him. And I hope he does not go back to Celine because Celine does not want him, period. She doesn't want him at all. She just uses and abuses him. Just that's all she does. She's just using and abusing Fedit and plays with his feelings to satisfy herself. But then she really wants Serkan, even though she has to know at this point that Serkan doesn't want her. So I mean, we'll see what happens in the next episode. I do see Fifi going through some kind of mental uh you know thought process because this boy has faked engaged himself to Layla. And so, I think if she does try to pursue him, it'll be more like, you know, I, I thought you were giving me all the attention. Why are you giving someone else all the attention? But if she really does like him, I hope she just tells him straight up that she likes him and she don't want him to be with anybody else. But we'll see what happens. You guys let me know in the comments, and I will talk to you guys in the next podcast. Thanks for listening to this podcast. We hope you enjoy it. Feel free to subscribe to this podcast channel, and also feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we post videos there. And if you'd like, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter where we post all our social media updates. Talk to you guys soon.